And it's been a busy week for your friend, the MP for Clacton, Nigel Farage, as he's been over in the US supporting, celebrating with Donald Trump. Here is the president-elect speaking about Nigel Farage on the final day of the election campaign.
You have a man from Europe. I don't know if he's here. I saw him backstage. What he did was, and what he is doing is sort of what we did a few years ago. He's doing a great job. He's always been my friend for some reason. He liked me, I liked him. And he's shaking it up pretty good over there. He was the big winner of the last election in the UK, and he's a very spectacular man, very highly respected, Nigel Farage. He's a little bit of a rebel, but that's good. You know, that's good. Don't change, Nigel.
Oh, what a mention to give him at that point. Yeah. That's big. So he was over in Florida. He was not in his constituency, Nigel Farage. That maybe doesn't matter. He is an MP, of course. It's a question now of whether the government should think, right, we can use that relationship, Anne.
Yes, I mean, I think they can use the relationship. I don't want to see him become an ambassador. He's got a job. He's the MP for Clacton, and he's the leader of the Reform Party.
He can leave.
And I want him to carry on doing that.
We can leave the job as an MP, can't he, easily?
Sorry?
He can leave his constituency. There could be a by-election.
Yes, but I'm saying I don't want him
to. You don't want him?
That's the whole point I'm making. You know, he's got a job. He's the MP for Clacton. He's the leader of Reform, and in those two jobs, I want to see him.
What about a bigger job, though?
Well, can I get there? If you didn't keep interrupting me, I'd have given you the answer by now. But if you're actually asking for him to be formally an ambassador, I actually think that would be a bit of a waste. I think he can do a lot more behind the scenes.
So Nigel Farage was actually asked this very question on ITV News last night.
But seriously, though, you do sound like you're pitching to be the man to, you know, just be emollient in the relationship, the special relationship. Is that what you're going for?
No, let's be absolutely clear. I made a decision a few months ago that I would stand for the Westminster Parliament. I've become an MP, and I'm very fortunate to be an MP for Clacton, and I will represent that constituency and do my best for it. That is not going to change. There is no way the Labour government would ever make me the British ambassador in Washington. That was never going to happen. But if I could be helpful as a bridge between the two, I would do it. And it's not because I agree with anything the Labour government stands for. I do it because it's in our national interest.
If you were Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Henry, would you pick up the phone to Farage? And if so, what would you say?
No, I wouldn't pick up the phone to him. I wouldn't offer him a job as an ambassador or as a special relationship or a trade envoy. That would look weak. And he's not a member of your party. We have a very, very good British ambassador to the United States called Dame Karen Pierce. She was UN ambassador from 2018 to 2020.
Trump wouldn't
She's very,
even
very
know
well
her name.
known.
He
She's
wouldn't
very, very
even
well
know her
known.
name.
No, he might not well her name,
but
the people around him will know her name. She's been there for some years. Remember, Nigel Farage hasn't shown that he's got any skill when it comes to negotiating of the kind that we're going to need for a trade deal. It's going to be highly intricate. The Americans will fight really hard. They won't treat us as special. They want to send their chlorinated chicken, their hormone-related beef. No, let's be honest, because that's what it founded last time. There were 4 rounds of negotiations with Boris Johnson's government. It didn't go anywhere. And one of the reasons why was because the Americans weren't getting what they wanted. They wanted to be able to sell into our National Health Service. That will be the same deal this time round. So Nigel will not be able to make any headway there.
Angela in Essex, would you offer Nigel Farage a job?
Yes, I would.
Give us an idea what sort of job, because I think ambassador is the obvious one.
Well, I think so. I mean, he has a good relationship with Trump. Trump is concentrating solely on his own country.
Yeah.
And I think that if we did a bit more of that and actually stop thinking about all other people and what they've said and what they haven't said and what they did and what they didn't do, we would be getting on a lot better than we are.
Well, the thing is, he says the word tariff is a beautiful word. And so
he says a lot of things.
But listen, let me just progress this a sec. So he wants to put tariffs, i.e. duties, charges on goods coming in from China, Russia, etc., but also from us and from the EU. And his idea is then that it's harder for other countries to sell Americans things. Now, it's all very well saying we want to concentrate on us, but wouldn't Farage be able to get in there and say, look, why not allow Britain to be the only tariff-free trading partner in the world?
Possibly.
There we are.
If he has a good relationship, possibly.
Because that's a prize, Anne.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to be the ambassador to do that. I mean, that was the point I was making. I think you can use Nigel Farage very, very effectively behind the scenes. I think that Labour won't, but I think they're fools not to. And I think he could be used very effectively.
And how would he be used? What would it enable us to do that we couldn't without him?
Well, in exactly the same way that when you want to, when you're opening a negotiation, you want to try and persuade somebody to do something you think they're reluctant to do, but you know that they respect somebody else who shares that view that that's what he wants. You use that person. You do it all the time in politics.
Yeah. Well, use the king then. The king or the Prince of Wales.
We had
rather than Nigel Farage.
We had a royal family member who worked as a trader in Boy, didn't we?
Yes.
Who's now in hiding.
Yes.
Thanks, Angela. Jackie in London, hi.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
I don't think that Nigel should be given any sort of recognition other than the job that he fought for a couple of months back. He needs to sit down, go to his constituency and help them do what they need to do. And not only that, Britain is falling down. Why are we always in America's business? Leave America to America. We need people, we need stuff over here. We need, like the NHS, everything like that. Everything's gone out the window. Every minute is about America. I'm not interested in America. I'm interested in Britain. I want things for Britain. Yeah.
Wouldn't we, because America's so powerful, the idea is we should be interested in America because, for example, if we want the Ukrainians to win their war, America's going to have to supply weapons. So we need to be speaking to Trump and his people to say, please don't stop.
Well, I understand what you're saying there, but there's another war going on in the Middle East. You can't have one. You can't do one over the other.
No.
Right. So whether you're on the western side or the eastern side, we don't do. It's not about favour for a favour, right? Because you're talking about all these things about people being rewarded for things that they shouldn't be rewarded for. Listen, keep out of America's business.
Okay,
right now, England is in a problem. We in Britain are in a problem.
Yeah.
We have no money. We need things. We need things to be done. It's all very well looking to Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage can't do anything.
Okay, Jackie, thank you. Got it. Maybe we're broken. I don't know. I try and look on the bright side. Alice in Manchester, do you think Farage should get a big job?
Absolutely, 100% yes.
Because we can use that friendship.
Yes, I mean, Donald Trump completely trusts him for the pure and simple reason that Nigel Farage, out of everyone, was his ultimate supporter, British supporter, right from the start, even when he was elected the first time around. Even before he was elected, people were saying, either way, he's not going to win. Nobody's going to be stupid not to vote for him. Nigel was there, yeah? And can I first of all say that you've got my favourite panellist on, my darling Anne Widdecombe. She is, to me, she is an inspiration. So, hello, Anne.
Hello, hi.
I think. Don't you think, Alice, that Trump would love Anne as well?
Oh God, yes. Definitely,
he would really,
definitely.
She's a
because
feisty lady.
To mind, Jeremy. And even though she just told you off for interrupting her, look at the way she said it and look at the way you reacted so positively.
Sure. Like a schoolboy.
She is an inspiration.
Thanks, Alice.
Thanks, Alice.
Stephen in Northamptonshire, hi.
Hello there.
What do you think? What job could we give Nigel Farage that would allow him to connect us with Trump?
The Prime Minister's job would be a good start.
Well, it's very interesting you say that.
I think he is the voice of Great Britain, and I think he's a marvellous man. He's got a very small party at the moment, but he won't be in 4 years' time. He will be Prime Minister of England, without a doubt.
Prime Minister of England.
And I agree with Alice. Anne Widdecombe is one of the best politicians this country has ever seen.
Yeah.
I think she's marvellous.
Well, we all love her here. I'm not saying politically, but we love her, on a different level.
Oh, thank you very much.
No.
I'd rather you love me politically.
Well, no, I don't. I have to keep my powder dry on that. But I think, you are as Mrs. Thatcher said, a bonny fighter. There we are. Okay. So, but Stephen, here's the thing. I wonder, just to look at the American result a bit more closely, whether there's a massive warning there for Labour, because Kamala and Starmer, gosh, it almost rhymes. There's a thing about taking people for granted, and within 5 years you could see a massive rush towards Farage. Don't you think, Stephen?
Yes, I think so.
Thank you. Angela in Gloucestershire, hi.
Hello?
What do you think?
Personally, I don't see one party, the Labour Party, using anybody from another party in an official capacity. I think that it's most unlikely. I think perhaps he could be sent. No, I just don't see it happening. I think it's most unlikely.
You might be right. I mean, I wonder if you sent Farage to the White House, if you were Labour, you'd worry he was in there just saying, "Oh, this Labour government is an absolute shower."
Yeah, he's constantly running down the country.
He would be.
But Jeremy, Farage is constantly running down the country.
This whole country.
Yes, of course, all the time.
I thought he all loved Britain.
No,
No.
we do.
Yeah. Okay.
We do.
All right.